She's a TV star, a Broadway star, a best-selling author, a wife, and a mom. She's gifted with the memory of a superhero and the energy of a teenager. Now, here's Marilu Henner.
I'm Marilu, and I'm so glad you're here. Oh, man, you pull up a chair, pull up a whatever, pull over on the side of the road. You are about to have some fun because the woman you're about to meet, she is one of the leading sex experts. She's here to share with you not only the best diets for your libido, but also how to have a happy sex life, how to stay sexy and active even when you're a mom, and what is happening. She's going to share with us what is happening at the Sex Health Expo. I love that title of that. Let's give a warm Marilu Henner Show welcome to Dr. Ava Cadell. Author, the expert, beautiful, and you have great answers for people.
Thank you, Marilu.
Yes.
Thank you. And you look pretty sexy and hot yourself.
Oh, always. So. Yes, for sure. I always feel like, you if you have a good attitude, you have it no matter what's going on in your life, for sure. So now, let me ask you something. When you were a young teenage girl, did you say, I want to grow up and be a sex expert?
I did not. However, I know it was my destiny to be a sex therapist because I was raised by nuns.
Oh.
So
hello, Catholic schoolgirl here.
Yeah. So there was a lot of guilt and shame, and I was so confused that I made it my mission to find out as much as I could, just so that I could have a healthy relationship.
Sure, absolutely. When you say you were raised by nuns, do you mean actually you were raised by nuns, or you went to Catholic school?
Well, I was a refugee from Hungary, and I was smuggled to Austria and raised in an orphanage run by nuns.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So now when you look back on the nun experience, do you think, there was some action going on, you know what I mean? Somewhere.
I have a lot of empathy for them because they told me that if I ever kissed a boy, a baby would pop out of my mouth. And for so long, I was so mad at them, but now I realize all the things they said, they were probably taught. And, the great thing is sex is my favorite habit.
Yes, absolutely. And it's so much about what's going on upstairs.
Oh, it's all about the brain, yes. The most erotic organ.
For sure. All right, so here you are. You're a young girl being raised in in orphanage in Hungary, raised by nuns. So what turned it around for you? What made you say this is something? Did you notice that people needed this information?
No, actually, what turned it around for me was having the worst relationship that you could possibly imagine and hitting rock bottom. So, sometimes adversity creates success. And so that's how it is.
Well, especially if you're not brought up as a brat. You know what I mean? You find, no, seriously, brats have a hard time recovering from any kind of traumatic.
They do. I mean, I had a pretty rocky road, but it made me a better therapist. So I'm actually grateful to all the obstacles that I had to endure.
Absolutely. Okay, so I work with a lot of women, and because I've been teaching classes for a long time online at Marilu.com, and we always make a joke that no matter what we're talking about, we could be talking about food, organization, working out. Within 5 minutes, we're talking about sex. You get women together, and that it's a myth that women don't like sex, or they're, so set the myth straight for us.
There are so many myths about sex. And yes, one of them is that women want more romance than sex, and women are not as horny as men, and women are not visual like men. It's nonsense. We are actually much more sensual and erotic than men. Men, are so easy to satisfy. They're happy with a quickie. But we enjoy the whole production of feeling sexy, being sexy, and being a great lover. So I love to teach women to bring out their femininity and their sensuality.
Right, absolutely. And I think a lot of times the women who are having the biggest problem with it, they're kind of laying back with their arms folded. My image of them is that they're sitting there in bed with their arms folded, daring the husband to do. And men are sometimes, I always say, your husband is clueless. You have to be the one who's the goddess, and you have to take charge of the situation. And instead of thinking in your head, oh, he's doing this wrong, he's doing that wrong, et cetera, et cetera. So what do you suggest for women to do? What's a good first step for women to do to heal their relationships, especially if they've been with somebody for a very long time?
Well, the first step is easy. Praise your man at something he does well. Instead of putting him down, praise him. You know, oh, I love it when you cuddle me or when you kiss me. I'd like to do it more. And then that's going to, you know, help his ego get big, and he's going to want to please you.
Right.
And then share a wish list of things that will heighten romance, sensual, you know, experience or sex for you, and ask him to share his.
Oh.
So it's about communication. But in my latest book, Neurolovology, I tell people how a lot of men are left-brained and a lot of women are right-brained. So you got to learn the language that your partner thinks in.
I see. Okay, so give us an example, because I'm sure you have so many examples.
I have so many
people
examples.
that come in.
Yeah,
okay.
So you know, a left-brained man would just wants it goal-oriented. So with him, you just need to say, honey, I need you now.
Right.
And believe me, he will be so happy and he will be undressing. But if your partner is right-brained, then you need a little bit more description. You know, I would love to take a bubble bath and give you a sensual massage and make love in a new Kama Sutra position in Dr. Ava's new book.
I know you gave it to me. My husband just left to go out of town, but I will see him in a couple days. So I can do some reading. So is it that, you know, men and women, it's not women are right-brained, men are left-brained or anything like that, right? It's not.
No, it's actually based more on your profession, I think. Like an accountant, a lawyer would be more left-brained. An artist, an actress, a musician would be more right-brained.
Right. So you kind of like go to those things. Do you think that the big mistake we're making is number one, communication?
Yeah, communication is the number one ingredient because we can't read each other's minds. Although you have a great memory, Marilu. Yeah. You are so lucky.
Thank you.
Oh, I would love to have the memory that you have.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and so I, you know, remember past boyfriends and what they did. So when I got with my husband, no, I'm kidding. Yeah. No, but I mean, I think that communication, because everybody that you get together with is very different. And then you're bringing into the bedroom, you know, your past. They're bringing their past. You're bringing what you saw in your parents. They're bringing what they brought, you know, from their parents, their past relationship, just everything, and movies that you've seen and you were influenced by. And, you know, it's crowded in there as a result. So it's amazing we get along at all.
Well, it's true. And we have 70,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are really repetitive. And, you know, only 5% of the priorities in our life are in our conscious mind. 95% are in our subconscious mind. So people have to move their relationship up to the conscious mind, not put it on autopilot.
Yeah.
So we do have to work. For example, Valentine's Day, you know, we're taught it's one day, 24 hours out of the year. That's ridiculous.
Sure.
We should make it a season. So I have this new format of 69 days for Valentine's Day, right? Because that's how long it takes to grow new brain cells.
Right.
And to reconnect and to rekindle passion.
Yeah. Do you think that more people are in passion? Do you think that it's a question of marrying the right person? And if you're married to the right person, then the passion doesn't go away. And when you possibly didn't, if your sexual thermostats are so different, you have to create that bond.
Yes, if you've had passion once in your relationship, you can get it back and make it even better.
Right.
If you've never had passion, then you're both going to have to learn something new together, like tantric sex, something spiritual and beautiful, or something naughty like BDSM.
Okay.
You know, like the 50 Shades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That movie's opening up pretty soon. It's for Valentine's Day. I can't wait to hear what you think about this, because the movie actually looks better than the book. The book was a little hard to...
It was, wasn't it?
Well, it was not very well written. I kept wanting to take a red pen to it. Okay, more with Dr. Ava Cadell, and we're going to find out about your unique Orgasms Workshops.
Yes.
You're listening to the Marilu Henner Show. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Marilu Show. Now, here's Marilu.
Well, I'm always making the joke that, you know, if you want to talk to a group about sex, everybody is very reluctant. It's kind of like karaoke. You know, you can't get anyone to get up there to be the first, but once somebody breaks the ice and gets up there, then you can't get the microphone away from people. And it's the same thing with talking about sex. People love to talk about sex. And in case you just joined us, we're talking to the fabulous Dr. Ava Cadell. She is not only one of the leading sex experts, and she has an incredible workshop workshop called Unique Orgasms. You're going to be doing it this weekend, January 17th and Sunday, January 18th at the Sofitel Hotel here in Los Angeles. And it's called the Sex Health Expo. S-H-E, Sex Health Expo. So, all right. So let's talk about your Unique Orgasms Workshop. You talk about how it's your brain and it's also within the core of your body. So tell us a little bit about that.
That's right, Marilu. First of all, orgasms are very good for your health. I mean, they keep our organs, in working condition. They are great stress relievers. They induce creativity, and they're just good for us mentally, emotionally, physically, sexually, and even spiritually. Sure. So, my workshop is to help people realize that we actually, are covered in erogenous zones, inside out, and the braingasm, of course, is thinking your way to the big O, which we can all do. Sure. And a lot of people do that, for example, who are disabled and who don't have a partner. But also corgasms. These are induced by exercising. So you can do that. In fact, even Kinsey talked about this way back in 1953. He spoke to women, I think there were 5% of women who had orgasms while they were working out.
I was on Dr. Oz, and he did a whole thing. It was so funny because he had somebody had made like a little home model of a person walking because somebody asked that as a sex question, and you saw this little thing, and then all of a sudden he had the balloon popped and it was confetti everywhere. Like in the Dr. Oz way that he does.
That's great. Well, what better reason to work out? So you can do it doing crunches, leg lifts, lunges. So that's a way, and I will be demonstrating all of these. Oh, okay. Probably not having an orgasm, but I will be demonstrating
what you have to do.
Exactly. And we
just remember to wipe off the machine after you're done.
I can't bring any machines, but I will be bringing toys from sextoy.com to demonstrate how you can use enhancements. I mean, that's what they're for. So, it's going to be a very fun seminar. My partner, Dr. Hernando Chavez, will be helping me. He is a sex therapist, amazing person, so smart. And I love to brainstorm with other people.
Sure, absolutely.
Just makes it more interactive, more fun.
So what do you think that it is that most people are missing? Are they just so out of touch with their bodies that they don't even know what to do? Because I know the statistics are pretty high for people not even knowing, did I have an orgasm? Did I not? Do you know what I'm saying? Or they feel like, I have this theory that everyone has a sexual thermostat. And you can dial it a certain way. You can dial it up a little or dial it a little down. But you definitely have a sexual thermostat. And it's based on, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. But this is how I always think of it. And if you get with someone who has that same sexual thermostat, then you're compatible. Things are, and you can have great communication. If you're with someone who doesn't have the same one that you do, it can be a struggle.
I love the sexual thermostat. I've never heard that before, Marilu.
I made it up.
I think you should trademark it now. So, yes, I have always referred to it as a mismatched sex drive, but you're absolutely right. But don't forget, there's also a lot of single people. And women, we are so tough on ourselves. So many women have low self-esteem. Sure. They don't feel worthy of enjoying the ultimate pleasure, which is orgasm. Sure. So, yeah.
Or they're too conscious of their bodies. I know, because I talk to women all the time. They're like, I have to lose weight before. But like, no.
They're inhibited. It's first thing is you have to teach a woman to love herself. Yeah. And then you have to teach her the art of pleasure. And what helps you to relax? What turns you on? Is it chocolate? Is it music? Is it dancing? Is it a bubble bath? I mean, yes, we're not taught about sexual pleasure.
Right. No.
And that's the problem. It's basically lack of education.
So what do you think about sex education in school? I mean, do you think that we've gone too far or we haven't gone far enough? What is the proper level for kids, and at what age should it start in the classroom?
I think that we need more sexual education. I think that parents need to talk to their kids earlier about sex, because the first person who tells a little boy or a little girl about sex is the person they're going to believe. And usually it's some crazy kid in the playground who says something that is totally wrong. So I think sex education is empowering. It's our second basic instinct after survival. Right. And I think teaching abstinence just makes people kids especially more curious. They're going to want to experiment more with same sex or drugs.
Do you get into it all? What you think is the proper age, or does it have to do with the child and what they can, the kind of maturity that they might have, et cetera? Because I know that the age has definitely
lowered.
It's definitely lowered. Yeah. But what's interesting is that my two boys are 19 and 20. They're 18 months.
They should know by now. They know more than you do, Marilu.
Oh yes, well, I don't know about that, but yeah, they definitely But
no, I think 5 years old. Yes,
or
3 years old. I mean, if a 3-year-old talks about their
their private
parts. Yes, tell them. I know it feels good, but do this when you're in your bed. Don't make them feel guilty.
Right.
Don't give them
slap their hand away or something like that. Yeah.
And tell them the positive aspects of sex as well as the negative. I mean, come on.
And you don't have to go into huge details. Just do it as they're asking the question.
Right, but tell them exactly what they want to know. If they ask you a question, answer
Don't lie.
it. Don't lie, yeah.
Don't make something else up. Yeah. So do you think that most couples, they have the excitement of the early relationship and then maybe the first couple years of marriage? I mean, because this is the question I get asked most often by women, about how do you rekindle a relationship that's dead?
So the first thing is to find out why the passion faded. Mm-hmm. Guess what the number one reason is?
Probably stress.
Good. That's the second. The number one is anger.
Oh, anger.
Resentment. Yeah, you could love your partner, but if you're mad at him, you're not going to want to make passionate love to him or kiss him, for 20 seconds.
Or vice versa, right?
No, vice versa. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, vice versa. Yeah. Tit for tat.
Yeah, for sure.
So the first step is forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
You got to forgive each other for, big and small issues, whether it's leaving the toilet seat up or whether it's, criticizing you in front of your family or friends. Talk about it.
Right.
And so establish boundaries,
emotional,
physical, sexual boundaries, so that they're not violated without them knowing what it was.
Right. Oh, listen, I'm always saying to people, you have to talk to him.
Yes,
he doesn't even know that this is going on in your
head.
No
idea. Men just want to make women happy. So when a woman says to a man, honey, you make me so happy, that's all he needs to hear.
Yeah. For sure. No, I know after, being on my third and final husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then touching. You got to touch each other every day. Mm-hmm. Whether it's a cuddle, a caress, a massage, a kiss. Just touch each other. We're craving touch as human beings. And the weird thing is, the older we get, the less we touch.
I know, it's crazy.
It's crazy because we don't feel as confident, right?
Yeah.
Although I feel more confident.
Me too.
We do. Yeah, we're different.
No, it's true. It's really true. Yeah. No, for sure. Okay, so you're at this the Sex Health Expo. I love Sexual Health Expo. I love that it's called that. It's going to be this weekend at the Sofitel Hotel. Saturday you are speaking, and Sunday, January 17th and 18th, and you're going to be speaking on unique orgasms. That's your workshop. And what time are you going to be there?
I'm going to be there from 12 noon on Saturday. I'm going to speak at 2:30, and then I'm going to do a book signing for my new Kama Sutra book.
Okay, that's great. Did you discover any new positions? Or
of course I did.
Of course you did.
64 new positions.
Wow.
Marilu. Yeah, and you get to try them all out with you, honey.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'll report to you on Saturday. No. But thank you so much for being with us. You are a blast. I hope that you'll come back. You'll be our go-to sex expert.
Oh, I would love to be your sex expert.
Sure. Yeah, because I think people just don't talk about it enough, and people already know all my stories, so it's great to hear another country you heard from.
Thank you.
Great, and you're beautiful and fabulous. Dr. Ava Cadell, you're listening to the Marilu Henner Show.